In 1995, about 23 million people around the world were surfing the internet.
Since then, numbers have grown by 12% each month. That means 30 million people are going online every year.
The rise in numbers is fantastic. Indeed, there are some who say that the internet has become a global obsession. And it's true, there are many individuals, both adults and children, who spend hours every day on the internet and are obsessed.
Take, for example, Indian writer Indra Sinha. He was so in love with the internet that his wife and 3 children only saw him occasionally. For 3 years, he used to sit in front of his computer every night, making contact with thousands of people he didn't know.
For him, the internet was an addiction. He was so obsessed that he wrote a book about it, hoping others might learn from his experience.
But some people never learn. Imelda Marcos, wife of the ex-president of the Philippines, still doesn't know why anyone is surprised by the fact that when her husband fell from power, more than 3,000 pairs of shoes were found in their palace. So when does an interest become an obsession? Most people are interested in something. Stamp collecting, say, or music, or supporting their favorite football team. But what happens when that interest becomes the most important thing in their life?
Meet Barry Hatch.
Barry's a 44-year-old design engineer working on special equipment for a variety of companies.
It's difficult work. Barry's drawings contain a lot of detail and every line has to be exact.
But he's not obsessed with his work. Barry's obsession only becomes obvious when he's not working, when he relaxes for a moment to drink some coffee.
In every way, on every day, Barry is obsessed with Arsenal Football Club.
He's possibly the greatest Arsenal supporter in the club's history.
He's supported Arsenal since the age of 4 and has watched every Arsenal game since 1988.
He's followed his team all over Britain and all over the world, hundreds of thousands of miles.
But that's not all. Take a good look at his house.
Every wall, in every room, shows how passionate he is about Arsenal. And that's still not all. This is a man who's a real obsessive.
Arsenal is such a big part of Barry's life that he's desperate to have something to do between games. So he spends his free time writing for a magazine about the team.
It's when he travels to the game, though, that Barry really shows how strong his love is, wearing Arsenal colors from head to foot.
I'm not brave enough to go about like Barry. He's amazing.
There's no one like Barry. Who else would wear something like that?
He's a great guy. Crazy, of course, but we're all a bit crazy.
Arsenal are the greatest team in the world.
So that's the answer. That's what happens when an interest becomes the most important thing in your life. And if it's hard to understand the obsession of Indra Sinha and Imelda Marcos and Barry Hatch, well, I suppose it's just that they're different. I mean, like millions of people around the world. Tim likes football, but he's not obsessed. Yes, he is. He's obsessed too.